Welcome back to the Learning Crypto YouTube channel. In this video, we're featuring Link and taking a look at some potential buy areas for a further retracement and also some TP areas in both the USDT and the BTC pairs. So if you enjoy content, please do like and consider subscribing to the channel, especially as we're increasing the number of videos that we're putting out each week. So obviously subscribing is the best way to make sure you don't miss out on those. And thanks to those of you who are liking and currently subscribed to the channel. So with all that out of the way, and of course, not to forget, nothing in this video constitutes as financial advice. Important. Anyway, with all that out of the way, let's get on with things. So let's look at the Link USDT chart. So our last video we made on Link was back on the 27th of October, I believe. So if we just take a look back at where price was, so 27th, we were back here around about 10, pushing up to $11. I'll link that video at the end if you want to go back and watch it, no pun intended, of course. But yeah, we're basically here. We'd broken out of this weekly range high at $9.62, looking at a bullish retest to break up further. And I was talking about the next area of potential resistance being up here at sort of about $11, $12. And the reason being, obviously, we've broken out of this range. So now we are looking at this range. Where's the other one? Just there we go. So weekly range low $12.49. as I said, that's where I thought the first bit of resistance would be. Weekly range high being at $18 and the mid-range coming in at $15.51. But as you can see, had a small tap of it at the end of October and then blasted through and breached into this range. So we're now operating in this range. So in terms of potential retracement, so Bitcoin's done about 15% down from the high so far, and we know that Bitcoin typically gives 20 to 30% pullbacks in bull markets. In the last cycle, it obviously did a big 50% pullback. So you've got to be wary of those. They are opportunities to, as we all know, buy the dip. So in terms of, as I say, BTC's done about 15%. We could easily see another 10-15% yet to come. So if Link were to retrace a little bit further than it has already, so we're currently from the top here that it put in, local top at 1771. We're about 12% down. We retraced down to this weekly range low, which was 30%. So every chance we could retrace it back down to that weekly range low in and around there. Or another option, if we were to lose this weekly range low and break down, you can whack a fib from the start of the run to the top, and you can see that 618 coming in at around $10. Big psychological level, just above this previous weekly range high as well. So I think they are very good at buying opportunities, if of course you've done your research and you like the project. So weekly range low down here about $12.70, a deeper retracement and loss of that range about $10, and then a very bullish confirmation will be if we were to lose that weekly range low, if we were to reclaim it and break out. Alternatively, of course, we may well just break up from here, break out of that weekly range high at $18. So you definitely want to be having your bags packed before we do that. So let's take a look then at what some potential TP areas could be. So first one should be this one. And as I said in the previous video, so this was obviously my TP2 area. My TP1 area before was this previous resistance, which is now support at the weekly range low. This is the TP2, as I said, at the weekly range high. And again, as I've said in previous videos, taking profits along the way, even if it's only a small amount, gives you options. And if you did sell, say, 10% of your bag up here at TP1 or TP2, sorry, then you would be able to take advantage of this dip down at the weekly range low, re-inject, as we looked at before, 30% retracement, nice buyback area. And even now we're still, as I say, about 13% down. So that would be my first TP. Although that being said, if you're buying here, maybe you don't want to take profits at this weekly range high. It's a little bit too close, and there's every chance that the next leg up we fully break out. So let's just take a look though from here up to that weekly range high. You're still looking at about 16-17%, probably more of a trade as opposed to like an investment TP area, but definitely one to watch out for. Next one would be, of course, if we do finally break out of this range, and I think it could be quite a quick move from $18 up to around $28. You can see how quickly price moved when we dumped in January of 2022. I was going to say last year, but of course we're in 2024 now. So January of 2022, we very quickly in 2 weekly candles went from 28 down to 18. So it could be quite a fast move once we do break out this range, especially the amount of sort of consolidation we're having at the moment. So let's just take a look from present day prices up to that area. You're looking at about 82%. Still plenty of gains in there. Next TP, just slightly higher, you can see this is a very big area of previous resistance, all these wicks from the 8th and 15th of Feb. Also back here in September of 2022. So that February was 2021, August and September 2021, and of course November of 2021 as well. Even resistance here as well in May 2021. So big area of resistance up here at $34. A return from today's prices up to $34. You're still looking at a 120% return. Last two TPs. So this level here where we had these two wicks, one during April of 21 and the other in May 21, we only got one weekly candle close above this area of $43, which was the absolute top. So a return from today's prices up to there, you're still looking at 180%. And then finally to the absolute all-time highs of $52, $53. From today, you are still looking at a return of 240%. So as I say, even though we are quite a bit off the bottom, Link has been one of the strongest performers in this run since August, September of last year. It's up. Where are we from the bottom? Let's just take a look. We're up about 150%, but there's still gains to be made. As I say, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Back up to all-time highs, still 240%. So as I say, taking profits along the way, you can do plenty of those, or you have plenty of options when you take those profits. You can either reinvest when things come back down and retest support, as we've just seen with Link coming back down to those weekly range lows. So re-inject, buy back cheaper, either buy more units or buy the same amount of units and have that spare capital. You can then use that spare capital, either just withdraw it, use it for taxes, or invest, diversify into other projects with essentially a free bag because it's all profits. So yeah, it just gives you plenty of options and things to do. And of course, you don't go broke taking profits. So you don't want to be that person that round trips the entire cycle and ends up with nothing. So with that out of the way, let's take a look at Link BTC. So again, where were we? 27th of October, we made the last video. So we were chopping in around here, yeah, just around here, just above the weekly mid-range. And to be honest, not a whole lot has changed. So we did come up, I talked about wanting to have your bags packed before we break out of this weekly range high. And as you can see, we had another little false breakout back on the week of the 6th of November. Little deviation and back inside, and a little bearish retest there as well on the week of December, 25th December. So yeah, we're just chopping around in this range for now, but again, you want to be having your bags back before we break out. And considering how strong Link has been, as I say, one of the top performers in this rally, it's probably going to do very well against BTC once that alt season kicks in. So let's take a look at some potential TPs. They're the same from the last video. So first one being up here at around call it 7,000 sats. So we're currently at about 3,741. So that's not going to be far off double your Bitcoin. So 84%. As you can see, big trouble area for me. I think price will move quite quickly when we do get a definite breakout of this weekly range high from 4,000 sats up to 7,000 sats. As you can see, there's not much in the way of resistance. I think it'll be quite a fast move. TP2 up here, very obvious level. You can see how big of a level of resistance this is in the past, and it's just before that big psychological level of 10,000 sats. So a return from today's prices, again, it's 150% return on your Bitcoin, not too bad at all. And then finally, last two TPs, pretty obvious. These little candle wicks here, just below the top at about 14,000 sats. Again, from today's prices, you're still looking at a return of 278%. Again, this is against BTC as well. So, whatever amount of BTC you put in, if it were to return to those prices, 278% return, not to be sniffed at all. And then the absolute all-time highs is, of course, 16,800 sats. And from today's prices, you are looking at a return of 342%. Now, if you watch our videos regularly, unfortunately, I am going to do it again. I am going to show the example of ADA BTC, just as a warning that you don't want to be round tripping your bags. You want to be taking profits along the way, because returning to all-time highs and surpass them is not guaranteed. As I've showed many times on this channel before, ADA BTC all-time highs in 2018, it was 8,000 sats. All-time highs in 2021 in BTC was 6,200 sats. So as I say, you don't want to be that person buying down here, not taking any profits along the way and round tripping pretty much all the way back to your original buy-in. So both USD and BTC take profits along the way. It doesn't have to be huge. As I say, on the Link USDT, if you took 10% at each of these TPs, that's or ignoring this one because it's pretty close, but if you just took 10% at these 4 TPs, that's 40% out. You've still got 60% to ride into all-time highs with that profit secured. So hope you enjoyed the video. Drop in the comments your thoughts on Link. Where have you bought? Are you buying? Are you taking profits? Where are you taking profits, etc.? And also drop in the comments below any suggestions for videos you would like to see. But for now, have a good weekend and we'll catch up with you next week.